how many of you were on the webinar that we did on February 22nd where we introduced a number of these partners that are working on the Greenforce initiative? So not too many of you. I would encourage you to check out the link to that, which you'll find on the Greenforce Initiative website. So I won't actually show the slides because you'll have lots of that coming, but just to give you a quick overview of who we are and why we're in this partnership together. Jobs for the Future has been working in trying to develop strategies to help lower skilled adults, young and older adults, and disadvantaged youth really get the education and training they need to advance to family-supporting careers. We've been doing this work in community colleges for over 20 years, including in North Carolina with Achieving the Dream, with the Breaking Through Initiative some of you may actually be engaged in within your own institutions. The National Wildlife Federation, as Lisa mentioned, has also been working around campus sustainability issues for over 20 years. And so when the Bank of America Charitable Foundation introduced us, we dated for a moment, but really saw that it was a great opportunity for a marriage of our two respective interests towards helping prepare a workforce that one leads folks to family-sustaining jobs, which is what we're interested in, and they're interested in having folks skilled to meet the demands around environmental sustainability. So we came together and we're bringing our respective expertise to our work in the 6 regions around the country in which we're engaged. They include not only North Carolina, the whole state, but we're working in Michigan and southern Texas, in the Chicago, Metro Chicago area, in northern Virginia, and in the greater Seattle region. So a very diverse group of regions across the country, but whenever we say to them that North Carolina is tackling this issue statewide, everybody is really excited about how ambitious you all are being in this work, and we're delighted to have Code Green Initiative and the Super SIP, as well as the North Carolina Community College System as partners with us in this work. So what are we trying to do? Essentially, we're trying to achieve 3 goals. One is to strengthen the capacity of community colleges to develop green career pathways, not just green workforce training programs. We think there are lots of green workforce training programs out there that are often isolated, that get folks into entry-level jobs, which is a good thing, especially in this economy. A job is better than no job. But we really, those entry-level jobs often don't lead to the family-sustaining wages that we all want to see folks get to. So we want to help you think about how do you connect these workforce training programs to credit-level training, education and training that leads to credentials, certificates, and degrees valued by employers in your regional labor markets, but that gives people a much higher wage, that middle skill job with a higher wage that they can use to support their family. So that's one thing. The second thing we want to do is really look at how we engage lower skill adults more in these pathways, and creating the on-reps that allow them to be able to enter into your credit level programs, but also looking at how those programs can be more supportive of lower skilled adults. Not just the adults that need to increase their skills. We often find in our work that the programs that we're trying to get them into are not ready to receive them and support them, and so we need to look at both sides of that equation. And then the third thing is really using campus sustainability as a hands-on learning laboratory. We hear often from employers that they want workers that not only have the skills, but have some kind of experience. And across the country, a growing number of colleges are using their own campus sustainability efforts as a way to help build that experience of some of their students. They're engaging them in projects on the campus that help reinforce the skills employers have said they want, and so that the students can say, not only did I learn how to do this work in a classroom, but I can actually demonstrated it on the campus through a hands-on kind of campus-based internship is one way to think about it. So with those 3 goals, we're working across the country and here in the state of North Carolina to really strengthen your capacity and in those 3 areas. And through the learning community that we will develop following this summit, we will go deeper with you on some particular topics and issues that you'd like to explore related to those 3 goals. We're going to start a conversation today that begins to surface some of these issues, and it gives you an opportunity to share your own work and successes and challenges and issues in this, but we know that this is just the beginning. We'll touch the surface. of these conversations today, and then we'll go deeper as we continue to work with you in the learning community thereafter. So I want to also mention that we know that in the whole green economy here in North Carolina and elsewhere, that it's not just about new jobs. You know, in some instances, regions are bringing in new employers so that, you know, whether that's alternative energy, renewable, you know, solar, wind, but we also know that there are a number of existing industries that are greening. They're overlaying the green skills, traditional skills that they want their workers to know. And so we're working with sectors, and I'm interested in working with you and looking at what are the green skills for existing occupations as well. So just wanted to put that out there, because sometimes when we say green jobs, folks think wind and solar, and we have a much broader perspective about that, and we know that you do too through the Code Green work that you've been doing. So today, as we are here, I just want to give you a quick overview of our goals for today. We're going to use the first part of the day to really kind of provide some basic context and some engagement with you to kind of set the stage, to make sure we're all on the same page about what the opportunities are here in the region. So we'll hear a little bit about that shortly, as well as hear from employers, because we think it is critical in the development of these pathways that we really know what it is that employers want. We get from them what the demand, the real demand is. The labor market information and those projections give you some sense, but we really need to validate those numbers with the employers, because we know that for a number of reasons, including having to do with state and federal policy, the growth of the jobs has not been at the pace that we would all like to see yet. But we do believe that that growth is continuing and expanding, and as the economy begins to resurge, will grow more and more here. So we're on the leading edge of beginning to prepare folks, especially lower skilled folks, so that they can be ready when those opportunities present themselves. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Lisa. We'll talk a little bit more about the career pathways and the hands-on sustainability in the afternoon session starting.